But let's move on, ladies and gentlemen, to the one thing Paul Ryan spends more time on than his biceps, Obamacare. Since its very inception, Paul Ryan has had one goal.
We really have a problem with the direction of these bills, and we have offered principled alternative bills. We're going to do everything we can to try and repeal and replace this thing.
The case for repeal must be matched with even greater intensity by a case for replace.
We're also going to repeal Obamacare
And replace Obamacare with a better system. Because we think we owe the country an alternative.
But most urgent is to actually repeal and replace Obamacare.
We have to step in and repeal and replace Obamacare.
Yes, from Jason Priestley Ryan to Bear Grylls Ryan, all the way to, sure, I love Donald Trump Ryan, Obamacare's been his obsession. He was probably having nightmares about it, waking up like, repeal and replace Obamacare. And then he'd turn to his wife and be like, oh, honey, I had the most horrible dream. But then he turns, and her head is also Obamacare. Dun, dun, dun! So, after 7 years of fighting to replace Obamacare with a GOP plan, Ryan's moment has finally come. House, Senate, White House, all Republican. So now, without further ado, after so many years that I can only assume were spent crafting the world's greatest health care plan in history, let's hear what the American public has won!
Breaking news, House Republicans just unveiling their bill.
10 million Americans could lose coverage under this new plan.
The proposal destabilizes insurance markets. It will. You'll see that premiums will go up.
No, forget the balloons. Forget the balloons. No, Jordan, no. It's canceled. It's not mission accomplished.
What?
Sorry, man.
Can I keep this? I want to hold it up after sex.
Whatever.
Sweet. Honey, put on the Bjorn.
You said anyway. But really, Paul Ryan? Millions of people losing health insurance, premiums going up? This is the crap you've been hyping for 7 years? 7 years, and this is what they bring. That's like waiting 3 hours for a pizza delivery, and then when you open the box, the delivery guy's got his in the middle of it. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, you're still gonna eat around the penis because it's pizza, but it's not ideal, is what I'm saying. And you know what? There's a lot to unpack in this bill because it's complicated. But there's a simple metric that anyone can understand. Who wins and who loses?
Winners right now are the young because they get this great subsidy and they're generally healthy. Wealthy people who are seeing their taxes go down as it relates to health care, and health insurers who are benefiting from this. Here are the losers as we look at it.
First of all, out of context, that graphic is just mean. That is just mean. And second, I'm not a medical expert, but I feel like if one of the losers of your healthcare plan is sick people, you done f***ed up. I'm just gonna say. Now, to be fair, this plan would give subsidies to people in the middle class who didn't get them under Obamacare, right? But it pays for that partly by forcing 4 to 6 million poor people off of Medicaid. And if you're saying, well, there's only so much money to go around, then why does this plan also give a massive tax cut to rich people who are now also going to be saying, there's so much money to go around? Look, we can't act surprised that a Republican plan is going to screw over poor people. In fact, by now, you've obviously all seen Representative Chaffetz on TV. You've all seen that clip, where he was like, maybe poor people need to stop wasting their money on iPhones. Yeah, as if people were in hospitals going, chemo or Candy Crush, But okay, Republicans, since you are so good at managing your money, why don't you tell us how you're going to pay for all of this?
There's no price tag. The CBO has not marked this yet. We have no idea what it's going to cost.
Oh, they can't figure out the big numbers? If only you had spent your money on the iPhone, you could have used the calculator app on it. See what happened there? Now, obviously, Democrats are against the plan, mostly because Obamacare is the only thing that reminds them of the good times, It's like, still smells like him. But the real surprise is that some Republicans are even more against it, because for them, this health care plan still has too much health care in it.
Conservative Republicans don't like the proposal because it's too similar to Obamacare.
Conservative leaders are refusing to sign on, saying the new bill is Obamacare light.
The House bill that's been put forward is Obamacare light. It won't work.
This bill has real problems.
We've got to do better. This is not the repeal bill that we've been waiting for all these years.
Oh, man, there's nothing worse than seeing a sad Republican. It's like they found out Santa was real, but he's Mexican. Aww. So, Democrats, Republicans, poor people, everyone hates this thing. Except over at Donald Trump's White House, where they're focused on the bill's most important feature.
One of the things that's important, Sarah, is for all of the people who have concerns about this, especially on the right, look at the size. This is the Democrats, this is us. There is, I mean, you can't get any clearer in terms of this is government, this is not.
I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry. No, it feels like now Spicer's just parodying himself now. Like, it's like, he's like, I know what you're gonna do, Melissa McCarthy. No. If anyone's gonna make fun of the Spice Man, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. Damn you, Melissa McCarthy, I'm doing it myself. What does that even mean? But this whole bill doesn't really make sense. It doesn't meet up to anybody's standards. And you know who should be the most upset about this? Is President Trump. Because remember during the campaign and the transition, he said everyone would be covered under his plan. Premiums would go down and care would be better. He must be so ashamed of this crappy replacement plan.
I'm proud to support the replacement plan released by the House of Representatives. It's a complicated process, but actually it's very simple. It's called good health care.
Good health care. That's the thing I love about Donald Trump. He tells it like it is. Hey there, thanks for watching. If you like that video, click here to subscribe. Just keep the mouse pointer away from my face, please. Don't, here, click here to, not my face, click here, please. Please, that looks, don't do that, that's sharp, Click here to subscribe.